Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of Psychiachix. I hope you all enjoyed episode 10, WAP. We did have some amazing comments, some interesting comments, some well-formulated, thoughtful, thought-provoking comments about that episode. So thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. So, welcome to episode 11. I'm Dr. Kirsty Alderton.
I'm Dr. Clarissa Cow.
I'm Dr. Natalie Gibson.
Hello then. So this week we're going to talk about something that we've been meaning to talk about for many weeks, and I'm not really sure why we didn't get to it. Maybe we were like in it.
Rapping.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, the world was on fire for a bit.
Thinking about wet ass pussy too much.
Too much wet ass pussy felt appropriate. So this week we're going to talk about rejection. And, we're going to talk about different kinds of rejection. We're going to talk about how it feels to be rejected. And we might even share some of our own rejection stories.
If you're lucky.
Maybe.
We do like to overshare.
Without crying.
Should we start with?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, what is rejection?
Yeah, different types of rejection. I guess the big one is probably romantic rejection. So being rejected by somebody you are sexually interested in.
Unrequited love. Shakespeare wrote a lot about it.
Yeah, poor Romeo and Juliet. So I guess that's declaring your love for someone and having them say, actually, I'm not really into you.
Nah.
Yeah. No, I like your mate.
Don't get me started on that.
What does that feel like? Have you guys? I assume you guys have experienced.
I'm sure you've
Because you're minging.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been rejected.
I had one recently. Well, recently, I mean, sort of during lockdown.
Yeah,
quite recently, like this year. Sort of fell a bit too fast, too quickly, and then no. It's like nah, and the pain. So it's like chest pain, isn't it? It's not like it's like actual measurable pain.
Yeah.
Chest pain.
Yeah.
Rejection chest pain, like a knife.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, then when someone rejects you, then your mind starts going a bit wild, doesn't it? It's like, oh, why did they do that? Oh, was it because of this? Oh, was it because of this? And like, I have a genuine story. My friend Zoe will back me up. When this one guy I was sort of seeing just ghosted me, because that's what people do. And I literally was like, why did he do it? Why did he do it? And the most ridiculous reasons came to my mind. You know, I'm a bad person. Didn't like my hair.
You're a bad person.
What
we do, I guess what we know though now is what you were describing then is that chest pain, is that rejection actually, you know, lights up the same parts of the brain as when we experience physical pain. So when we like stub our toe or hurt ourselves, you know, the MRI scans basically show that with very similar kind of stuff going off in the brain. So
yeah,
no wonder it hurts. Like it actually hurts.
You can't take paracetamol for it.
Yeah. But it is the same pathway. It is.
Yeah, I think it helps.
Maybe I should have.
Tylenol apparently helps.
Yeah, you can actually take, so any kind of anti-inflammatory painkiller actually can help the pain of rejection. There was one study that showed taking paracetamol does.
Paracetamol does. Yeah.
Yeah, the pain of rejection.
I mean, not that we're not recommending that people go and take paracetamol all day long. Definitely not.
No, but there are studies to support it.
Just making a point that it's actual pain. It's not just like a concept in your head, and it can trigger very quickly. So if it happens, you get the kind of instant kind of what does it feel like then, kind of physically? It's like, for me, it's like a gut reaction, like a yeah.
Feel a bit sicky.
I'd say I feel nauseous. Oh God, I'm trying to remember the last time we were romantically rejected. It's awful. Like, you don't feel.
It's disgusting. It's like your stomach's falling out.
Yeah, and then you can't sleep, and it's like
when you think of them, you get all like hot and sweaty,
and then I've always had it when I've tried to kind of recover the situation. It's like, bargaining. Maybe there's something I can do. Maybe I can be someone different. Maybe.
Well, it's kind of. I guess it kind of. I mean, it's not the same, but I'm sure it's like along the same path as grief, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a loss of, especially in romantic relationships, it's a loss of maybe what you thought was going to happen, or the life you thought you were going to have with this person, or you know, those nice feelings you had in the beginning are now gone. They have no future, so you're grieving. So
yeah, and
similar kind of thing.
Bargaining, thinking maybe I can get them back. Maybe this isn't the end.
Maybe I could change my DVD collection and all that. Genuine reason, I thought at one point.
I'm sure your DVD collection is amazing, Natalie.
It's a lot of Harry Potter.
I mean, it's quite normal. It's a very normal thing to happen, rejection. You know.
But it makes you feel so bad.
I know, but our ancestors, you know, if they were rejected, it was kind of a matter of life or death, wasn't it? If they were out on the playing fields and, you know, they weren't very cool, and they get rejected.
They were mean and didn't have good childbearing hips.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, if you were socially rejected back in the day, you'd be left on your own and you'd be killed by a predator.
And being sensitive to rejection actually allows us to adapt. So if you're quite sensitive to rejection, it means you can very quickly adapt to a social situation before everyone shuns you and thinks you're a complete dick. So see, it has positives.
Yeah, of course, it's a survival mechanism. Like,
is there any way to measure how sensitive you are?
Have you got a scale there, Dr. Sakal?
You asked, Natalie, both of you.
Yeah.
I have. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. So this is a scale we use in psychiatry to measure how sensitive to rejection are you. And incidentally, the more sensitive you are, although
Psychiatrists got a lot of time on their hands.
Although being sensitive to rejection has evolutionary advantages, actually having high rejection sensitivity does make you more prone to mental illness, unfortunately.
You're going to be an anxious wreck, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're going to constantly...
Exactly, it gets in the way of doing things. I mean, it inhibits people doing loads of things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some things that you shouldn't do, but I'm just saying. Anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. You go to a party and notice someone on the other side of the room, and then you ask them to dance. How concerned would you be whether or not the person would want to dance with you?
Have they got
100% concerned?
Leave a meter. Not acceptable.
2 meters, socially distanced. Now, how concerned? Talk to me about your concern.
Very.
So hold on. Say it again.
So basically, you're at a party.
Concerned about the risk.
You're at a party and you ask someone to dance with you. How concerned are you that they're going to say no?
I mean,
when you ask someone, that question is kind of like, if you ask someone to dance, it's like, you know, you're saying, I like you. Would you like to? It's that kind of thing, isn't it?
Well, you're asking someone to dance.
Yeah, it's not like you got to go ask like a little girl to dance with you at a wedding. It's not the same thing. It's
well, I guess it's open to interpretation, isn't it?
I mean,
yeah, but that's what it's asking.
But you're attaching a meaning to it, aren't you? You're attaching loads of meaning to stuff.
They are basically rejecting me sexually, and I cannot handle that.
But you're making that assumption. You're making that assumption. It doesn't say anywhere in the question that you want to have sex with them.
No. And why might the person not want to dance with you? Might have a really bad leg. They might not be very good at dancing. They're really embarrassed.
This is a healthy way to think about it.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
I know, but
that's not.
No. I'm like, no. You think I'm ugly? I'm off. And also, reject before being rejected.
Oh.
Well,
they just don't bother.
Maybe they just don't feel like dancing that.
No, it's because I'm ugly.
Never.
Or I smell or something bad.
Or your DVD collection.
I can see into my DVD collection from the dance floor. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to contribute to whether I walk across the dance floor and ask someone to dance.
Your DVD collection?
Yeah. Who has DVDs?
This was in like 2014. You know.
So there's a second part to this question that says, I would expect that she would dance with me. And you have to say how true that statement is for you.
Oh, this is a minefield.
Yeah, this depends on like what you've eaten for dinner, what shoes you're wearing, how confident,
your level of self-esteem.
Like, where is my self-esteem today?
I think that's the point of the questions, though, isn't it? It you know, someone who has low rejection sensitivity would expect someone to say yes.
Yeah, it depends if they're punching.
So, guys, answer the question. Would you expect someone to say yes or no?
I would expect them to say no.
I
nicely, but they'd say no.
I probably wouldn't ask. I'd probably just like lure them over somehow without asking.
Give him your sex eyes.
No, she's on to me.
Been out with you before. Yeah, I'm going to be terrible at this questionnaire.
Man, I know actually these questions are really quite telling.
Okay, give me some more. Give me some more.
Okay. You asked a friend to do you a big favour. How concerned or anxious would you be over whether or not your friend would do this favour?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It would nearly put me off asking. Like, I think, well, they're probably going to say no, so I'm nervous to ask in the first.
It depends on the quality of your friendship, no? Because I would think if I asked you two to do me a favour, you'd do it.
Yeah, but
if it wasn't like insane.
I think
I get worried about like putting you in the position.
Yeah.
Of having to, so then I'd like think of something, and then I'd be like, I'd imagine Chloe having to think about it, and then I'd be like, I don't want her to have to think about it or make a decision, so I'm not going to.
It's really weird because I'm not bothered by this question at all.
So you're rejection sensitive to your romantic then, Natalie, rather than
it's all to do with how I look, I think. Embedded in my body image. Yeah.
You not care what I think about what you look like. You're not bothered.
I'm not trying to have sex with you, Kirsty. I don't care.
I thought you were.
I would get what you're getting, Kirsty. If I had like a really big favour, I would imagine you being asked the question. I'd be like, oh, what if she can't say no? And then I would worry about that. Yeah.
But that's like not being able to trust that someone else can hold their own.
Yeah.
Like you're almost trying to hold someone else's boundaries for them. And
it's almost insulting to them, isn't it?
It's quite insulting. Sorry for insulting.
Like they won't be able to say no to me. I'm just too persuasive.
Get out, clause.
But also, I guess if they do say no, if it's something you really needed, what would that mean? So
see, in this case, I would be healthy, and I'd be like, oh, maybe they're just busy, or they feel ill, or
hold on, why are you getting all the healthy responses now?
I don't know, it's weird, isn't it?
Very clear. Yeah.
Because I think I have less sexual rejection, but more social.
Yeah, I must be the complete opposite to you.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, okay, let's go to a different category. You ask your parents to come to an occasion that's important to you. How concerned or anxious would be whether or not your parents would want to come?
Is this sexual? I'm confused. Have we
right, Freud, chill out.
So this would be family rejection.
Kirsty. My parents. No, I'm not bothered. So I don't have any fear around that.
No, I don't. I think my parents would say yes.
I think they would say yes. Yeah.
Say this is important to me.
And if they didn't, I wouldn't be worried about that either.
Yeah.
But then that's years of work of like building up an ability to not care, like to not be rejected by certain people. I think you can sort of build yourself into a position where you can fire stuff out, but some of it doesn't come back. Like you've made yourself bulletproof to certain people.
Yeah.
But like you've got chinks in your armor that kind of people can get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it was like my parents, it depends on your relationship with them, doesn't it? But I think if my parents said no, then I would expect they would have a legitimate reason, and that's
same. I think my parents would have a valid reason.
Yeah.
And if I said, actually, I really, really want you to come to this, I think they would.
They'd probably do it. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Great. I think we've done social, sexual, and family rejection there, haven't we?
Very telling.
Yeah, very.
Where my head is at.
Yeah, and it sounds like sexual rejection was.
It's like it's so heightened. Like I'm really like.
But for me and Kirsty, it's more social.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's based on your experiences, isn't it? And
yeah,
opinion of yourself and your thoughts about your friendships. And
the question is, what does it mean? What story do you tell yourself when you are rejected? What story do you tell yourself about yourself?
So I guess it depends what you've put out there, isn't it? Because it's about, it's sort of about being vulnerable in a way. You kind of put part of yourself out there to someone and you expose a bit and say, this is true, like, oh, I like you, or whatever it is.
Oh.
And then you're there.
That gave me like actual like brief nausea when you said that.
No, I know, but it's like being able to tolerate that, isn't it?
Why do you think it hurts so much to give someone love? Well, I guess it's loving unconditionally, isn't it? To say to somebody, actually, I really like you. Why do you think it hurts for them to say, I don't like you, like that back? When actually what you've done is a nice thing. You've given something.
Yeah.
So why does it hurt?
Because it feels like you're going to die.
Yeah. I guess it's because when you say that to someone, you give them that.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're giving a part of you, essentially. And if somebody is like, nah, then, well, to me, it's like they have judged me as a person and I'm not worthy, or something. That makes sense?
Yeah, well, it's self-esteem, isn't it? It's like,
I have none.
It impacts on your
Nil pois.
But only sexually. You don't get that with your friends, so your self-esteem can't be.
Maybe if you split up self-esteem bits. I think it's the quality. So I don't have that with friends because I believe in the quality of my friendships.
Yeah. Whereas I guess with a man, you've got nothing prior.
Yeah, exactly, and it's all based on societal's view on what's attractive and what isn't.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
And also, I guess growing up being different to what society deems as beautiful for so long, and then also having like a condition where my appearance changes is going to just ruin that anyway. So yeah, probably a lot of that. But in my friendship groups, like I don't.
Yeah, it's
different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hot, like, I wonder what part of you, there's like layers of what part feels rejected. Like, is someone rejecting me based on my looks? Is someone rejecting me based on like my level of intelligence? Just talk about myself. Is it someone rejecting me like based on like who I am or like my values or where I come from? It's like
if I'm a good friend or not, and yeah.
I think I have sensitivity to rejection based on my ability. I think that's probably my.
Oh yeah, you don't like when people say you're lazy and stuff.
Yeah, if someone says I'm lazy or not intelligent, I struggle with that.
Lazy, stupid bitch.
Yeah, lazy, stupid bitch, exactly.
Have you got any good rejection stories?
Oh, great question. That's.
I mean, I know Chloe does.
I'd say probably one of my worst rejection stories was when a man actually got out of my bed while I was naked. He actually left my bed and left the room.
To make you a cup of tea?
Oh no.
Have a wee?
Oh no, just said actually I'm not into this and just got up and left.
Into what? What were you doing?
Into me being naked.
Okay, what was the lead time between you being naked and him leaving?
I think it was quite late at night, and I guess he just made the decision. Actually, he just didn't want to be there.
So you brought a guy home.
Yeah, I brought a guy home, and we were in bed. Yeah, we were in bed together, both naked, and he was just like, "Actually, I just don't want to do this." Just got up and left.
I don't know what I would do. I think I would be committed.
Yeah.
You can always say no and change your mind, though.
What exactly?
Yeah, but if I was in Chloe's position, I'd be vomiting. Shame, rejection.
I think it was just very confusing. I was like, what the hell has just happened? What has happened?
I've never heard of that.
But once again, I guess there's many reasons why.
Yeah.
Think, or he could have, been in pain for some reason, or remembered he had a girlfriend.
Maybe he remembered he had a girlfriend.
Hang on a minute.
Or, got a text. Suddenly needed it.
I think if that would have happened to someone like me, that would be so damaging.
Yeah, I reckon he needed a poo.
Yeah, what if you felt like you were getting diarrhea?
I'm going with the poo story.
And he has poo shame on the level of Kirsty. So
we know about poo shame.
It could be. It was very abrupt, and at the time I remember thinking, "Oh my god, I must have done something." But on reflection, probably needed a poo.
Probably had diarrhea.
Yeah.
He got the bubble guts, and he was like,
"Oh shit!" It was very abrupt.
Oh, that would literally kill me. That would kill me. Because I wouldn't be logical with that. I'd just be absolutely insane.
Yeah, I was very young. I was quite young at the time, so.
You're quite robust though. Did it bother you? Did it affect you that much?
I think at the time I was confused.
Yeah.
I think. And I thought maybe I did something, or I wasn't attracted. But he didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
but I knew I was attractive, so I couldn't figure out.
I'd already seen what I'd looked like. I mean, I had the same face. My face didn't.
Yeah, nothing changed. Yeah.
I still had the same face, so.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. You guys have to tell me some stories now to make me feel better.
To make me feel better.
I've got quite a memorable rejection story. It's quite a sad one though. It feels a bit sad.
Oh, go on.
Oh, I know.
Safe space.
It's like no, but it's quite funny as well. Like, it's quite funny. So I think I was definitely under the age of 10.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, really, really young, and I really loved hanging out. Well, I didn't hang out with him. My older brother used to like follow him around and be like, "Hey, I want to hang out. It'd be cool." So as you do, you get a crush on your brother's friend. Classic. So I told my brother that I fancied him.
What's the age difference? Just so I know.
4 years. So I told my brother that I fancied him, and a few days later he said he fancies you too. And I said, "Oh my god, that's great." He said he wants to meet you, and I said, "Great." So we met.
No.
We met like
it'd be like an American film.
And I thought he was gonna kiss me, and then they all waited and laughed.
Oh,
and just went, ah!
That is the stuff of nightmares.
This is how fear of rejection happens.
Oh my god!
They literally laughed in my face with all of them watching from the end of the.
They put that in films because it's so horrifying.
That is awful.
How old are you? Under 10?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Everyone's a dick. If you're watching this, you're a dick.
What?
That is awful.
That is so awful.
Well, it was their entertainment for the night.
Still remember the friend? Do you remember who it was?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know them now. God, it was like a long time ago. But you know, I remember the situation. I remember the name. And
what we should do is track him down and say two of you now and be like, "Look what you fucking missed out.
Look at this.
I didn't look
at this.
Get all of this.
Out of this.
Yeah, you rejected this. I mean, admittedly, I was 10 at the time, but yeah."
You'll be like, "Who is this?"
Kirsty, who?
What?
I'm married now with kids.
Oh, you freak. I can't believe that happened to both of you. I don't have like a specific horror story like that. Mine is just sort of years and years and years of being rejected, like fancying people and then them going for my friend like 90% of the time. Like all growing up, like it was always the same. And you know those sensitive ages like Kirsty, like primary school, high school, you know, and those really prime development stages where I was completely. So I mean, if anyone knows me, so in school I was like, excuse the pun, but a black sheep. All my friends were blonde and hot, and I was not. So I had that like the whole time, and I remember, you know, when you had school discos in like year 8.
Oh yeah.
And then R. Kelly would come on in the end, and everyone would partner up, and I would sit there and cry.
Oh no!
Like actually cry at the party. Like
not to the remix of Ignition.
Not Ignition, no. To Turn Back the Hands of Time. No, Ignition was on. I was twerking because you know I could do that back then. No, you know, the slow songs. I would literally cry. And I'm talking year 8, so that's what, 14? 15? I would cry. And then when I hit 18, and we all went on a girls' holiday to Malia, 25 of us, then it was completely different. Like, people actually fancied me, and that was like weird to me. I thought they were doing what Kirsty's brother was doing. I thought they were like making fun of me.
Yeah.
I was 18, but I was like, no, this is a joke. They're just being mean. No, it's fun. But yeah, I think it's just years and years of just chronic rejection.
It's amazing how damaging it is to be, socially rejected at a young age. Social exclusion does actually lead to when your neurons die again.
Yeah.
Actually, it leads to a decrease in
brain activity.
That's it. Yeah.
I can totally. Well, yeah, of course, because we're social animals, and that's how we.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying, I was told this at a lecture I was at. And it really stuck with me, and I preach it now all the time. So especially with our patients, so anyone with a mental health problem that we see, I always say that they are the sort of most vulnerable people in society. They're usually feared. Our patients usually have addictions. They can be homeless. I'm talking like serious mental illness. Homeless. Their families rejected them. People are scared of them. They're on the streets. People don't acknowledge their existence. And I remember the lecturer saying, all you need to do with these patients is social inclusion, social inclusion, social inclusion. Yeah. And that really like hit with me. And I was like, yeah, it's true that these poor people, you just need to say good morning. Yeah. People like will step over them. I was living in London. People just step over people on the street, would acknowledge that they're even breathing. And it's just say good morning.
I absolutely agree. Just say hello, how are you? If they say, have you got any spare change, just respond and say.
Yeah, you don't need to, because people get all awkward, don't they? Yeah. You don't need to do that. You can just say, oh no, sorry, I don't have any, or no, but I hope you have a nice day, or
yeah. I make quite
acknowledge that they exist.
Yeah.
So I'm a big advocate for that now. I preach that all the time because I think it's a lot of fear as well with some of our patients.
Absolutely, Natalie.
That's all it needs, because that social inclusion, and we can see it now, especially now with the lockdown, how, because that's been taken away from a lot of people, how it's made people a lot more mentally unwell, just the isolation alone.
Absolutely.
It's imperative. We're social animals.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's really important.
Younger people are quite exposed to rejection quite frequently when we think about social media as well, kind of on a faster rate, and quite
bigger scale,
fast reject, like posting a picture and then the rejection of like somebody not liking it, a friend not liking it, and all the reasons then that you tell yourself, like,
I'm not getting enough time, and
I've been rejected. What it says.
Can you imagine if social media was around when we were kids?
Oh, I would have hated it. What's
pinging?
It's someone's texting me, sorry.
Someone's found you.
Yeah.
Someone's has been found.
Someone's texting just to say, actually, I don't really like you.
Gonna reject you sexually later.
That's track your wife that you've got switched on.
Yeah. And it would have been awful. I'd hate to have had Facebook when I was a teenager.
It's hard enough existing.
Yeah, breathing is hard enough, Natalie.
Because you'd only get rejected by the people you could physically see. Imagine being online and having the whole world read. Do you know what I mean? You just up the ante. Oh, God, no.
Maybe we need to. So what can we do then for people that struggle? Because rejection in itself is really normal. It's really natural. It happens all the time. We experience it. We don't like it. What should we do? Speak to our friends. Yeah.
Well, I guess there's healthy and unhealthy.
Yeah. Is it preventing you from living your life? So if you're not doing the things that you would like to do because of fear of rejection, then you're not living your life.
Yeah.
And it's happening to a lot of people. But if every time you want to do something, that's all you consider is how it's going to feel when someone says no, then that's really sad.
I'll say it again, the saying I love is, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Gotta push through that.
Because, actually, if you ask 100 times and you get rejected 99 times, you've got accepted that one time. And that's better than someone who never asks.
Yeah. And I'll say, I've said this before on a podcast, but it's really, if you think about it logically, if you use your logical brain, not your emotional brain, and think the fear of rejection, so it's the fear of rejection, isn't it? It's the anticipation, it's what you think is going to happen. And it's all because what you're doing is you're mind reading, you're thinking, hang on, this is going to get a bit complicated. It's a bit of an inception. But when you're mind reading, you think you're going to be rejected before actually even going to find out if that's true. What you're doing is mind reading for the other person. So what you're doing is imagining what the other person's opinion is of you. You're like, that's insane. How would you know that?
Yeah. And each rejection you experience is potentially taking you closer to the thing that you should be moving towards anyway. So there are positive ways to view rejection.
Those healthy,
Yeah.
you guys mentioned healthy ways when you said, think of alternative explanations that are logical.
Yeah. And lots of people, if we think about some of the most successful things that are around, like Harry Potter, for example, one of the best things ever. The amount of times that that was submitted, a lot of times, and it was rejected. And if you listen to anyone's success story,
yes,
it is made of rejection.
Yeah, they weren't like, oh, I woke up and I was a billionaire.
Exactly. It's just people that didn't give up and they went through all of the rejection.
Yeah, even think about someone like Galileo, who said the world was round. He got death threats. I mean, the rejection he had for something which is a universal truth. He was ostracized.
And you can use it. It depends, like, how you use it, isn't it? Like you said, it's an opportunity for growth. So if you don't take it personally and think it's like a defamation of your, like, who you are as a person, your very being, and say, this is a learning moment, rather than, oh, this is so painful. This is why did I get rejected? Can I change? Can I adapt? Think of it like that.
Sticking to what you believe in, like Galileo. Actually, I know the world is round, and
they're wrong. You're wrong, Soz.
You guys are wrong.
I know that I'm hot. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you can reject the rejection.
Yeah, you can say, actually, I don't mind being rejected by you for this, because I know what I know. I know what is true for me.
Yeah. I need to learn this. I need to incorporate this into my romantic brain.
Yeah. And why would you want someone who didn't think you were hot anyway?
Sorry, say that again?
Why would you want someone who didn't think you were hot anyway? Like, why would you?
I know. I know.
Madness.
I know. It's true. I'm working on it.
Yeah. And you're beautiful.
Rejection, resilience.
Yes.
Good alliteration.
Give me some of that. Can we put it in a film?
Experience more of it.
Yeah, the more rejection, the like tougher you get.
That'd be quite fun actually, to try and see how often you can get rejected. It's like that film, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Just keep plugging at it.
Yeah.
Apply for loads of jobs, ask loads of people to dance. Just
try and get fired. Just really go for it and see how much you can fuck stuff up. I mean, it's been like 8 years now and I've still got my job. It's not working.
Yeah, I still don't know how that's happening. I haven't found you out yet.
Really, let us know. Share your rejection stories.
Yeah, please do. We've shared some of ours.
Go out and get rejected.
See what happens. # rejection.
Rejection
hurts.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I didn't know that about the pain thing.
Yeah, it's the same pathway.
But it would totally, it explained my last like 3 months.
And paracetamol does make it better. They have done.
Really? Why didn't you tell me this before? When I was texting you like, he doesn't want me. Oh, actually, here's a like little nugget of information. That guy has now been changed in my phone to he doesn't want you.
Rejection.
Just to remind yourself of the rejection, Natalie.
Just to keep re-traumatizing myself.
It's not you that he doesn't want. It's just a version of you.
So if he rings or texts, that comes up, and I'm like, good to know.
And also, we don't really care about his opinion, so.
I know. I'll get over it. I'm just, I'm only 33. I haven't been through enough already. I've just given up dating. It's out until 2021. I'm done.
It's like placing more value on that person's opinion than you do on your own. That's basically it, isn't it? We need to stop.
And if you did that, I would throttle you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we've probably said quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's been good. I want to hear some rejection stories. Please, people do tell us your rejection stories.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the random, weird, sexist comments, but we'd actually like something to talk about. So maybe comment about rejection.
Come on, someone left my bed while I was naked. I said that. So. Actually,
I'm like sweaty just like thinking about that.
I had a friend. This is good. I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing, but I had a friend who was actually mid-sex. And someone shouted up and said, I bought you a pot noodle, and he pulled out and left the room.
Oh, like so like his housemate or something was like, I've got your pot noodle.
Yeah.
You need a hot pot noodle. You can't let it go cold.
They're like £1.
He pulled out.
For a pot noodle.
Yeah, he pulled out of her vagina and left the room.
I mean, if it was like a roast,
Maybe.
I might let him off.
Well,
They're not pot fucking noodles. They're like £1 and they're gross.
oh.
WAP versus pot noodle.
Yeah. Yeah. WAP v pot noodle. Who would win?
Pot noodle, apparently.
Yeah. Hashtag rejection. Send us your rejection stories.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna go and cry.
Yeah. I'm gonna go have a piece of cake.
Nice.
Yeah. So like and subscribe, comment, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
But then sexual rejection, I'm much better with. Much better with.
Hypersensitive.
Like I could ask someone to dance and they could say no, and I just think.
Even like during sex, I'm like monitoring like, you know, what the sounds they're making. It's insane.
What, with a listening device?
How hard is this?
Because I'm like, oh my god, like they don't like it. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, or it's like, oh, was it as good as last time? Oh, is it because I'm fat? Oh,
I can feel a slight softening.
yeah. Yeah, it's really bad.
Well, let's practice. We start with each other.
Yeah.
Do you want to fuck me?
I know.
Do I want to fuck you when you fuck
If
me?
you want to fuck, that's where my problems are. So. You know,
All right. Well,
we can role play.
Yeah, maybe we could create some self-esteem medication.
Yeah.
Pop a pill.
Probably like a benzo, just to stop.
Yeah, it's just gonna be diazepam.
A nice opiate.
I feel pretty, you're so pretty.
I don't think Brené Brown would think much of this. This isn't very wholehearted.
Maybe don't tag her in it.
I think we need to just deliver our soul and step back and say, this is me.
Reject me if you want to.
Reject me.
But instead we're
At your own peril.
Yeah, measuring the hardness of a guy's cock. Basing our self-worth on it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.